So today's tutorial is going to be on linear searches, one of our standard algorithms that we need to know about. And this is when you are looking for a particular thing, whether it's a piece of text, a number, you're looking for a particular object within a list of things within a program. Basically, once we find this object, we would like to either display a message or you would then like to tell the program and it might do something. So let's have a look at our wee scenario today. So our linear search that we're going to have a look at is for the Rocky Toy Shop, which wants us to check what ID number it is for a product if it is found within the list. So we're looking for the product called Talking Robot Toy. So we're going to be writing a procedure for this program in a programming language of our choice. So a procedure means we don't necessarily need to return anything, we just need to display a message at the end to say whether we've found it or not. So, what I would start off with is writing the programming language you are programming in on your bit of paper. I'd then go in and I'd start defining our procedure and writing it in. So I would write def find toy. Okay, you can call that whatever you want, that's just something that I decided to call it. We then need to think about what are we going to have to pass in to this subprogram. What do we need to know about? So we would like to maybe pass in the ID number that I'm assuming is stored somewhere else within the program. And we'd also like to pass in the product, which I'm assuming also is stored somewhere else, and it's probably a big list of product names. So we also don't know the number of items that we've got on our list. So that's where we're going to use the len predefined function a wee bit later on. Okay, and that's only when it doesn't tell you within the program you use the len function. So next up we've got to set up the first object within our def find toy procedure. So the first thing I'm going to do is set found, which is just a wee local variable there that's just used within find toy. I'm going to set found to false. So setting found to false at the beginning, we need to do that because if we don't do that, then it's just identifying we don't know if it is found or not at the beginning. So if we put it in and we say found equals false, we're happy, we know that it's false at the beginning, we've not got that object that we're looking for. We then want to put our loop in because we want to loop around all of the objects within our list. So for counter in range 0 to len product, which just looks at the length of the product array or records, whatever it is that we're reading in, and it will create and loop round that many times. Okay, so that's us set up our loop. We then want to do an if. So we're going to do if product and then counter because we're checking the item within the array this time. So if product counter equals talking robot toy and then we can put a wee colon, normal colon in at the end there, hopefully we can still see that. Then we want to do found equals true because we've found the product that we are looking for. That should be equals, sorry, if we're going through the syntax of Python. We also want to do another if statement. So if found equals true, we are going to display a message. So here I would just go print what will I say? We have found the product and we're looking for the ID. So this could continue in the same line, but we'll go back down here. So we found the product, I've got my wee concatenation in there, and we will say the ID, we don't actually need to join that together, this could be one big sentence. The ID number is, and then because we've found it, we're still inside the loop, we would just display ID number counter. Okay. Just to make that clear, that says ID number. We also want to make our program really efficient, so we would do our wee end bit here that says else, and I'd probably print and just say your product was not found. Okay, so usually within a linear search, you would get your mark for your found equals false at the beginning, because that's really important to set up and know that it's false. You'd get your mark for your loop and the correct if, and then would probably get an end mark for doing all of this stuff, depending on how many marks were given to the question. Okay, so now I'd give you a wee chance to go and try another one for yourself to find the first person that gets to 100 points within a shooting arrows competition.